Yeah. Okay.
We'll cross that bridge if we come to it.
Yeah. I don't have a real microphone. I just talk into my laptop. So
Same.
It's time to
Well,
invest.
I don't really have anything to mess with except for the Discord settings. Or like where my face is. Okay. I should open D&D Beyond. All right, so last time we played, you guys had the second half of your fight against the random guys who were staking out Emmerich's apartment. It was pretty close, but you managed to all survive. You killed all the dudes. None of you died. And at the very end, the last guy standing tried to kidnap an unconscious Ophelia, which was unnerving, but he did not succeed. You are pretty sure some people saw you, but it was just like people in their houses, and they seemed freaked out. You're not really sure what, if anything, they're going to do about it. Nobody like tried to stop you from leaving the scene or anything like that. You went back to Emmerich's rooms to get something of his. You found a comb with some hair on it, and then just like some small items of clothing that you took back for Aurelia to use for scrying, assuming she agrees to help you. You have not asked her yet, I don't think. Yeah, so you were all beaten up. You went back to the Cobalt Soul. You ran into Ida on the way back. She had left Honolora at the Soul and started coming back to see if she could find you guys, but she didn't get very far. So you all went back together to the Soul. Ida went and woke up Expositor Reese, who, you told him your story, and he was like, all right, go to bed. I'm going to tell Crush what happened. We'll talk about it more in the morning. Yeah, so you all went to bed. Antimony and Honolora stayed at the Soul in like the guest kind of quarters. You stayed overnight at the Soul, and then the next morning you all went to a meeting with Kresh and Ida and Reese. And Kresh, asked for your version of the story. You told her pretty much everything. And she thanked you guys for your help. She said she was going to get some people on. Wow, that's true. Extremely funny. Yeah, she said she was going to get, some of her people to start looking into this. They did not really know that the Myriad were this close to attempting a comeback in the capital. And she said that you guys and Ida can keep investigating Emmerich's disappearance. She just warned you to be careful, and that if you did not check in every day, you said they would send somebody to come looking for you. The Cobalt Soul would send someone to look for you. Yeah, so that was the gist of it. You went to have some breakfast. I mean, yeah, if you'd gotten kidnapped last night, that would have been an issue. Not that they wouldn't have noticed you were gone. Like, they would have been like, where the fuck are these guys? But it might have taken them a little longer to check in on you, since you guys are just like out doing your own thing right now. No, that's true. You're right. I forgot about Ida. She was not with you guys. So she would have been like, they didn't come back last night. Yeah, so Honolora went home, or, she told you guys she was going home. She left. Or no, she said she was going to go to stay with Emmerich's mother for the next little while because you guys remember that Adakora saw the mustache guy from last night in front of Hanalora's house yesterday morning. So you advised her not to go back to her house. She agreed to go and stay with Leia for at least the next few days. So if you need to reach her, that's where you can go. Yeah, and then I think you guys were all going to go find Aurelia and see what she could do to help you.
Again, we have not called ahead. We have not asked.
Nope.
Nope.
You made a decision not to do that.
And we just saw her yesterday.
You sure did.
Yeah. So, what are we going to tell Aurelia exactly?
What do you mean?
Are we telling her everything?
I guess it depends on if you want the Cerberus Assembly to come after the Myriad. Like, what if they don't know? And then Aurelia is like, oh shit, the Myriad, I better tell my fucking boss. And then the boss is like, holy fuck. And then, like, lockdowns for 10 years.
I think we should assume that anything we tell Aurelia will get back to her boss. I don't know if the Cerberus Assembly cares. I have honestly no idea.
Do we know if the Cerberus Assembly has historically not liked the Myriad, or if they don't care?
I mean, they're a branch of the government.
They are a branch of the
They
government.
probably don't like that.
You can make a history check if you want to see if you remember anything about the Assembly and organized crime.
Okay.
If you remember anything specific.
24.
Okay. You remember. Let's see. Okay, how long ago was the first Myriad thing? I think that was 8 years ago. So you were. You might have still been in not Nicodranus, Port Damali, right?
Maybe?
When that happened?
I don't recall the timeline.
I think you were in Port Damali 8 years ago because I think you were 15 when you ran away. Does that sound right?
Maybe. Yeah.
And then you were in Port Damali for about a year, and you're 22 now.
Yes.
Okay, so you were not actually in Rexentrum the last time the Myriad tried to take control here. Of course, the Myriad is very big in the Menagerie Coast. That's like the crime syndicate. They have a huge presence there. So you don't remember any of that, but I mean, you did learn some about it. It's like something that people still talked about after the fact. It was kind of a big deal. Some nobles were executed, some like wealthy people who were involved in funding the Myriad during their takeover attempts. You don't know a ton of the specifics, but you do remember that. And the Cerberus Assembly was not like visibly very involved in at least the public part of that. Like, it was very much, you know, the crown, the court system, all of that. The trials were probably, I don't think the trials would have been public, but they were definitely like publicized. Like, everybody knew what happened. This was in the news. The executions were in the news. And the assembly was not like visibly involved in this takedown. You don't know if they were involved behind the scenes. There's not really any way for you to know that. But the Cerberus Assembly is officially, technically, a branch of the government. They do answer to the crown. So you don't know, like, to what extent they are involved in, like, monitoring the Myriad or keeping an eye on them. But you're pretty sure they're against the Myriad, at least, like, publicly, right? Like, if the Cerberus Assembly is working with the Myriad, which, you know, they could be, they're keeping a lid on that.
Yeah.
That would be it's possible that they have some secret ties to the Myriad, but you have not heard anything to that effect.
I think Aurelia just signed up for helping us find someone. And then I guess
Aurelia has not signed up for anything yet. She doesn't know we're coming.
I thought we talked to her.
Did you talk to her? You're the only one who can talk to her.
Did we not ask her another day if she would be willing to have scrying?
I don't believe so.
You were like out of messages yesterday.
Because I think you guys got the information about Emmerich after you were with Aurelia. Like, you didn't ask her about it in person, because you didn't have that job yet.
You definitely didn't.
Yeah, we can go ask.
Okay, you do know where she lives. You can just go to, and she invited you guys to come to her house.
Yeah.
So you can just go there and see if she's there.
Yeah.
That's totally an option.
But that's what we were doing.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, I don't think you guys you told her anything beforehand about this specific favor that you want.
I really don't think that we have reached out to her.
It definitely didn't happen in the last session because I did listen to it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so you go to Aurelia's house to see if she is there. She lives pretty close to the wizard towers where the assembly members live. Let me see where that is on the map. Ah, okay. Okay, yeah, so the sort of weird assortment of towers where the Cerberus Assembly wizards live are in an area called the Candles, which is R2 on the map. It's in the Shimmer Ward, which is like the fanciest neighborhood in Rexentrum. And it's close to the castle. It's like you have the castle in the middle. There's sort of a section of the city around it where a lot of much richer people live. And inside that is also the Soltris Academy and the Candles. And the university is probably in there somewhere. It's probably not that far away from the Soltris Academy. But yeah, so you guys go from the Tangles, which is where the Cobalt Soul building is, to the Shimmer Ward. And you've all walked around here before. You had to come in here yesterday when you went to the Solpris Academy
Yes.
to buy magic items. And yeah, Tim, like this is where you spent a lot of your time in here because that's where the school was. Yeah, so you guys know your way around. It's pretty easy to find Aurelia's house. And she lives somewhere between the candles and the academy, but closer to the candle. Like you can see the towers from the street that you go to, where her house is. And it's not like a super fancy street. The houses here are not like particularly opulent, but they're nice houses. It's like individual houses. They're in very good shape. They're very pretty, but they're not particularly large, not for the Shimmer Ward. And yeah, you find the one that Aurelia directed you to.
Guess we just knock.
All right.
Does anybody else has anything?
Nope.
Get our story straight.
Okay, so you knock on the door. As you do, you hear a little like chime go off on the inside of the house. Nothing seemed to trigger it except for you guys knocking on the door, but there's just like a sound. And then you hear footsteps. And someone answers the door. You see a human woman. She's probably in her 50s. She just smiles at you guys, and she says, yes, how can I help you?
Is Aurelia home?
She is, actually.
Could you let her know that Atacora and Timony and Ophelia are here?
Okay, she like takes a second and is like, yes, I'll tell her. Here, you can come wait in the hallway.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you come into the hallway. It's, it's pretty narrow. There's just like a rack with some cloaks. There's some shoes in here. There's a little carpet. There's not really anywhere to sit. This isn't like a fancy house there's not like a sitting room right off the hallway or anything. You just kind of have to stand in here. But the woman goes back into the house. And a couple minutes later,
Sardines.
what?
Just packed in like sardines.
Yeah, it's a little crowded. A few minutes later, Aurelia comes out. She's dressed pretty casually. Just wearing like a shirt and pants and like slippers, like indoor slippers.
That's so cute.
She looks kind of surprised to see you guys. Because, she saw you yesterday. But she doesn't look annoyed, really. She's like, hello. I was not expecting to see all of you so soon. What? Okay, come sit down somewhere. She, like, goes farther into the house and you can follow her. And she has, like, a sort of living room area with some comfortable-looking chairs. There's like a couch in here, probably.
Hope we're not interrupting anything.
No, I had the morning off. I was just catching up on some work. I mean, yeah, usually I'm not here at this time, but I guess lucky for you. What's going on?
I give Ophelia a look like we really should have said the best thing.
I don't notice it.
Oh boy, where to start? So we're investigating a missing person. and we were hoping you could help us scry for him.
Oh. Wow, the Cobalt Soul doesn't really give you much of a break between missions, do they?
This is more of a favor for a friend.
All right. Who's your friend? Here, she like points at Ida.
Oh, right. I said this.
I forgot that Ida was with you for a second. I was like, wait.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Anakora also forgot. This is Ida. She's Ophelia's roommate. That's it. Yeah.
She's Ophelia's
Deal.
roommate. Ida steps forward and shakes her hand. She's like, "Hello, I'm Ida. I work with the Cobalt Soul as well. Maybe you can tell from the ropes."
Have we told Ida who Aurelia is? Is she?
Yes, because Ophelia told Ida a lot of what happened in Druvenlode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Ophelia's roommates like definitely pestered her for the details about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. She has
Yeah, so she
Where are we going?
she knows who Aurelia is. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I don't think she has like a ton of detail necessarily, but she's like, okay, you guys worked with her in Druvenlode, and she works for the Cerberus Assembly, and she's a Dragonborn, and like, yeah, that just kind of basic stuff.
Yeah. So. It's easily recognizable. So from that description.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah, you guys make the introductions. The older woman comes in for a second after you guys are done introducing Ida, and she says, "Do any of you want anything, tea or coffee or?" Aurelia kind of looks at you all expectantly, like,
I think
I
we're
have-
okay.
okay. Aurelia's like, "I left my tea in my study. I'm gonna go get it." She goes and gets her like giant mug and sits back down. Okay. All right. A favor for a friend. So not someone who's not here.
Hannelora.
Oh. All right. Someone Hannelore knows is missing?
Seems to be that way. I'll tell her a little more.
Okay. Yeah.
We think it might be the Myriad, but
Okay. So you're just like, yeah, he just hasn't
so
been
we're
seen in
not
a while.
talking about how we got beat up yesterday. Is that
Okay.
Is that what we decided?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Ida, I don't know if you really talked about this much with Ida, but Ida's just gonna let you like decide what to say.
Well, that's what I was getting at on the way here. Like, are we telling her everything? We're just looking for a person?
You guys had decided not to tell her, right? Not to tell her exactly that the Myriad is involved. Ida is fine withholding information from the Cerberus Assembly, so
That's fine. Yeah, that's what I thought we were doing. So that's
okay.
what I'm doing, unless
It's all good. Yeah.
unless someone jumps in and is like, also, we got our asses kicked.
Okay, I'm gonna have you make a deception check just for like leaving all of this out.
Okay. Well, I rolled real bad, so
10?
yeah, because I rolled a 2.
Oh wow. Okay. Damn. Sure. Okay. Yeah, Aurelia, listens to everything. Make an insight. Everyone make insight checks.
Also bad. 5. And that time I rolled higher.
Wow.
Oh no. A mediocre 11.
Okay.
Also 11.
Okay. I don't know.
We don't notice anything.
No, you don't really notice anything. I guess. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna roll something else for her, just so I have something to base this on. Okay. No, she rolled really low on that one. So, Abacor, you don't notice anything. She seems like totally normal. Ophelia and Timony, you think she doesn't like say anything. She doesn't do anything to, question your story, but she looks a little bit like maybe she thinks you're leaving something out. That's the vibe you get. Like, she just looks a tiny bit skeptical, perhaps. Maybe because she's met you guys and like spent a lot of time with you, and she's like, you know what? I bet there's something weirder going on here that they're not telling me about. But she doesn't like ask you for additional information. She's just like, okay. All right. I mean, do you have any object that belonged to her friend? Or could you get one?
Yes, this is where I come in. I will tell Aurelia, well, I've got a couple of things for you. I wasn't really sure what would help the most. So I'll sort of take out from my bag the, Eric's hairbrush, and, like, the little, like, glove or something that I took from his apartment.
All right. She looks at it and she looks at the hair and she's like, oh, this is perfect. All right. That's about the best that I can get. Especially, I mean, it would be better if I knew the person well, but I don't. So, having a piece of hair is very helpful. Okay. I mean, I have, I can do the spell today, now. If that works.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right. She's like, all right, come. Well, you can stay here if you want, I guess. I'm just gonna go into the dining room to cast this. There's more space in there. Or you can come with me if you want.
I'll come.
Okay.
All
All right, Aurelia, like, kind of awkwardly just gets up and goes into another room. It's like it's not a really huge dining room or anything, but there is like a big-ish table in here. It could probably sit like 8 people. And it does not look like she's ever used it for the purpose that it's intended for. Like, the table just has a lot of like magical miscellany on it. Like, there's spell components, there's like chalk and other shit and like some books. It just kind of looks like she's been using it as like a big spell desk.
Just like me for real.
Yeah. So yeah, she moves some stuff aside. She gets out a mirror, a silver mirror. She sits down at the table. She puts it down in front of her. Does some other things. She draws some runes and things on a large piece of paper. See how long this takes. 10 minutes to cast. So you kind of just have to watch as she like sets up everything for the spell. Okay, and let's see, what is the DC going to be? Okay, her normal DC is 16, plus 5 because she has not met the target. Or, no, it gets plus 5 to save. That's what happens. Okay, so the DC is the same. The modifications are on the save. That's what it is. All right. What the hell are Emmerich's stats? That's a good question. Okay. Actually, I'm just gonna use this stuff. He is a thief. Thief subclass. Oh shit. There we go. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, yeah, his wisdom save is not great. Okay, so he gets a plus 5 because Aurelia has never met him, but then he gets a minus 10 because she has a piece of his hair. So he gets a minus 5 to whatever he rolls for his wisdom save. All right, that's not bad. Okay, so Aurelia sits down. She puts all her stuff together for the spell. She starts casting it. It takes 10 minutes. You just kind of have to watch.
Ophelia has done 10-minute magic before.
Yeah.
She totally has. Yeah, you guys are like, all right, I know what's going on.
Just
yes.
chatting.
No.
So how do you sleep? No.
All right. Okay. He is going to roll his saving throw. All right. Okay, so about 10 minutes go by, and then you see Aurelia kind of, her body language changes. She sits up very straight. Her eyes are sort of glowing. And she doesn't seem to be present anymore in the room. And this silver mirror that she's using as a focus is also sort of glowing. And she's in that for, let's see, concentration up to 10 minutes. So she can watch. You assume the spell has worked because she stays in it for a while. And yeah, if it's successful, it can last up to 10 minutes. So I think she just kind of watches Emmerich for 10 minutes. So you guys just have to continue to hang out.
We're just like awkwardly sitting there.
Do you think it's going well? Does this mean it worked?
Yeah, they're like, I guess it worked. If it hadn't worked, it would be over by now, right?
Yes.
I mean,
I don't know anything about magic.
While she's in the vision, God. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, while she's in the vision, the human woman who answered the door comes in, and She's like, oh, okay. She's in a spell. All right. Well, if you want, I made some like bread rolls. She just has like some rolls. They have raisins in them.
Oh, man.
She
Bread
just leaves
rolls.
them on the table for you guys.
Thank you. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Nella. I'm the housekeeper. Ophelia doesn't eat. Oh my god. Does Ophelia hate raisins? That's so sad.
They're evil.
Well, you ate my scone last night, so I'll eat your raisin roll.
Okay. Wait, I
Okay,
want a
you
piece of it
guys.
though. Ophelia like
You
picks
guys-
out the raisins.
Oh my god. Wow. Incredible. Okay, so Aurelia eventually snaps out of it. She's like, oh, nice. And she grabs a roll and starts eating it. Oh, okay. Well, it worked. I probably should have said something. I can talk to you while I'm in the scry. I just sort of forgot that there was anyone here.
Oh.
It didn't
Okay.
it didn't occur to me to say anything. I was just going to tell you afterwards, but did you think I was just like?
Could you
You've
hear
never
us?
seen me scry. No, I can't hear anything. I don't think so. I don't actually remember if that's thing. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, your senses are like totally out of it.
But you could have described what was happening.
Yes, but usually I'm alone when I scry. I'm just used to describing it after the fact. Anyway, he is alive. Assuming you got me the right hair. She describes the person that she saw, and sounds like Emmerich.
Imagine if it had just been like the hair from one of the guys who
Right?
was like
He was just
crushing
using
it.
Emmerich's comb. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, those guys are dead now, so.
it's true. Yeah, they are.
True, so.
They are all dead. So, yeah, she describes him quickly. You say, yeah, that sounds like Emmerich. She's like, all right, well, he's alive. He doesn't look like he's doing very well. Whoever kidnapped him. I mean, well, you didn't really tell me if you had any suspicions or if you thought if you knew anything about why Hanalor's friend might have been kidnapped. But whoever kidnapped him, well, he looked pretty badly injured. He was alone in a big room. It looked like it was in a basement somewhere. There were stone walls. It was dark. There were some boxes and things. There was a big, heavy wooden door. No windows. But it looked like somebody had put him in a storeroom. It wasn't like a dungeon or a jail cell. But he was tied up. I didn't see anyone else in the 10 minutes that I watched him. But he was awake. He was looking around. It's hard for me to tell exactly where people are when I'm scrying unless there's some sort of landmark, but
Right.
I got a little bit of a sense of what the outside of the place where he was staying looked like. It was a big house out, like a sort of mansion out in the country somewhere, I think. Did not seem like he was in the city. but I don't know exactly where it was. It could have been anywhere in the Empire, I think. Anywhere that's surrounded by, I don't know, fields.
Something. Thank you.
I'm not sure how helpful that will be, but he's alive. It looks like someone maybe either just beat him up because they wanted to or tried to get information out of him. I'm not sure. Do you have any idea who might have taken him?
We look at each other suspiciously. I don't know. I was like,
I mean, honestly, at this point, like the Cobalt Soul knows. I sort of feel like.
talking out of the side of your mouth.
Yeah.
I think we might as well just tell her what Leia told us, because
Okay.
Yeah, like we don't know exactly, but maybe he pissed off someone in the Myriad, kind of deal.
Okay, so you give her the like, oh, he used to be involved in like crime, and
Yeah.
some of his friends and family think he may have gotten on the Myriad's bad side back in the day,
yeah.
that kind of thing. He may have been involved in taking them down 8 years ago. Which Aurelia, when you mentioned that, Aurelia's like, oh, like she seems to remember that incident, as if maybe she was probably in the city at the time, because she was probably at the academy. You don't really know exactly how long she's been in Rexentrum, but she presumably studied at the Soldiers Academy for a while before she made it to this job. So she's like, oh, well, I suppose that would probably explain what I saw. He must be in some hideout of theirs. It looks like they took him out of the city, at least, so...
Well, where there's life, there's hope.
That's true. I don't think there's much more I can do, unfortunately.
This was a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you going to try to find him?
Feels like kind of a dick move not to. Like.
I suppose. Well, I don't know. Hopefully you can think of somewhere to start, because all I know is he wasn't in or near a major city. And it was some kind of manor house. She describes the house like as best she can, but she didn't get a great look at it. I'm thinking like, okay, in Critical Role, Matt kind of did this for flavor. Sometimes he would like zoom in on the scrying location, so you could kind of see a little bit of the setting. So it was something like that. She was like, I saw some fields, I saw a big house, and then it like zoomed in on him in the basement.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea like what type of plant was growing in the fields?
I didn't know. I don't know anything about plants. Some of it looked like farms. Like it looked like maybe someone was growing things there, but
Like
and there were some trees around. Not a forest, but just some trees in places.
Was there any snow? It's cold enough for snow in some places, is it?
Yeah, maybe. It hasn't really snowed in Rexentrum yet, and it's pretty far north. You know, it's probably snowing in, like, Visayas
Yeah.
but
It snowed while we were there.
that's true,
Okay.
it did. That's right. On the way back, right? Yeah.
And
I
it was
didn't see any
cold.
snow. Oh, yeah, the fields were definitely, like, not... There was nothing actually in them, but they were sort of, like... They looked cultivated. Like, they looked like they'd been kind of cleared, is what she says. Like, somebody cleared them, not, like, just sort of a lot of grass that, like, withered because it's cold, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see any snow, no.
Was the weather, like, clear?
Yes? What's the weather out right now? I don't know. Yeah, it's clear. It was similar. It's whatever it is outside here in Rexentrum, it was, like, similar to that.
Okay. I don't know if this is something you would maybe be willing to do, but someone might have to come in to feed him or something. So maybe during a dinner time-ish, if you would be able to scry again and see if there's anyone, you know, beating him up or something, if you want. That is kind of a lot, but
Make a persuasion check.
okay. It's not great. Oh, wait. No, I misread it. It's okay. What's persuasion? That's like my -1 skill, right? Yeah.
Oh, no.
12.
Okay. She is like, I can only do it once more today. I don't think I'll need the spell for something else, but I might.
You could save it for breakfast tomorrow. I mean, it's only one
Let's
person.
see.
What's a life to, you know, a spell slot?
It's just that if I have to use it to teleport somewhere.
Yeah, that's. Do you think
I
I'll
mean,
have to
if I-
teleport after dinner?
I don't know. No, probably not after dinner. If I haven't used it
Okay.
by then, I'll try it.
Okay. That would be good. Thank you. In the meantime, I guess we just fucking like walk outside, look for some houses. Or does Hannah Laura work in like property management around Rexentrum as a filing clerk?
That would have been really convenient, but no.
Nope.
Well. What does she do then?
She works in like a government records office.
The records doesn't deal with houses?
I mean, it might. You don't really know exactly what type of records.
Redacora doesn't know as her friend?
If you ask me in real life what my friends do, I also don't know.
He's just like, I don't know, records.
Wow.
And it's definitely this place is definitely outside the city. Is Aurelia's pretty sure of that.
Okay. Well, thank you for your help.
You're welcome. I hope. I mean, good luck. Try not to get into too much trouble.
I was about to say, like, if there's anything we can do for you to repay for this, but I mean, we kind of, like, saved your ass in Druin Load, so, like, we did all the work for you, so, I mean, that's kind of equal exchange. You know?
What I was going to say was we should hang out sometime when we don't have actually something to do. But
That's true.
That's a good idea. I would love to spend time with you when you're not asking me for a favor.
That's fair enough, I suppose. Do you have Speak with Dead Antimony?
I do not.
Because I don't.
Would it have occurred to Ophelia to prep it after last night, after not having it last night?
I don't think not having it last night was an issue because they were running away and
They were.
beat half to death. Oh wait, I do have Speak with Dead.
No.
Okay. Because, yeah, I mean, you could have switched your spells since then.
Yeah.
So,
I remember thinking about spells a lot. That's also why I didn't fucking cast Sending, because Speak with Dead is a 3rd level spell.
ah.
We gotta save that shit now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so Aurelia's like, all right, well, I do have a lot to do, unfortunately.
Okay, yes, we'll fuck off. Okay, bye, thank you.
Goodbye. It's nice to see you.
We'll let you know how it goes. And
Please do. Don't get killed by the myriad.
good advice. I don't know why everyone doesn't follow it.
I think most people do.
Emmerich failed the task.
Well, he hasn't gotten
Not
killed
yet.
yet. He's doing okay for now. Okay, yeah, she just walks you to the door, waves, closes the door behind her.
There was nothing we said that should have been sent in Ascending beforehand. Everything worked out. It's fine.
She said she's not normally here in the morning. That's just something to keep.
We know where she works.
Who has a job.
Does Rexentrum have weekends?
I don't know.
Such a good question.
I have absolutely no idea. Probably not. I don't know.
Hold on. Wild Mount, days of the week.
Yeah, I know there's are days of the week, but I don't know if one of them is specifically the day that everyone's off.
Well, if I look at them, maybe someone will have made a note of whether one of them is a weekend or not.
I guess it doesn't matter because we haven't been keeping track of what day it is anyway.
Yeah, that's so true. I can't possibly do that.
Nat could do that, but Matt is Matt.
They only have
Yeah.
11 months? That's weird.
They do. It's real weird. And the week might not have 7 days. I don't know. I can't remember.
You know, sometimes I'll be reading a Brandon Sanderson book and it feels totally normal, and then they're like, by the way, this world is too young to have fossils. And I'm like, what? And then I read somewhere that they're like, everybody is like over 6 feet tall and some characters are over 7 feet tall because their gravity is weaker. And I'm like, I don't need to know any of this.
Don't even tell me
Tell me
this.
that.
Oh my god. Okay, so. Okay, yeah, the week has 7 days. I'm looking at the Wild Mount guide.
We can just give them a weekend. It's not like all peasant fantasy people have to work all 7 days or else they'll die. Well, I mean, I guess they do.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't think the revolution has happened yet. People are more
Probably
concerned
not.
with
So
not being
tragic.
executed by the king, maybe.
And Aurelia is not a peasant. You have
That's
no
true.
idea what she has to do and when, really.
She has to do boring ass magic shit. Well, I guess that's
You
not
should
very
ask her
boring.
more about what she does. We really
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know much.
You don't know much about her job. You don't know how much she would tell you, but you also haven't asked much, so.
She investigates business crimes, because that's what she was doing in Druvenlode.
That is what she was doing in Druvalel. That was the first time she had done that.
Yeah, but now
It's at
she's going to
least
do it more
one
often
thing
because
she
it was a
does.
rousing success.
But you don't know what she does when she's not doing that, really, except for
Yeah.
go to meetings.
Wizard shit.
Okay. So you leave Aurelia's house. It's probably like 10 o'clock in the morning. 10:30, 11 maybe. Is there anything you guys would like to do?
I feel like we kind of just have to like pick a direction. To me, it makes sense to go the direction that he was traveling for, like, before he got kidnapped.
We did get a couple of names from
That's true.
Gunther.
Yeah, Gunther gave you the names of 2 high-level Myriad people. You could go back to Emmerich's house to see if the bodies are there. It doesn't seem super likely, but
They could all be in the alley, maybe.
yeah, someone probably cleaned that up, but who knows? You could tell Hannelore about what you learned.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Leia would appreciate knowing that he's alive.
Yeah.
She probably would.
And, maybe somebody, like, I don't know, Hannelore or Gunther or somebody might know if the Myriad has any places that they hang out in lovely farmlands.
We could also
You
see
never
if
know.
there's someone watching Emmerich's house again. And then, like, just, like, dunk on him and then Zone of Truth him. Or read his mind or something. I'm sure if we brought him to the Cobalt Soul Crush, would like love to punch him into telling the truth. Ida, can you punch people into telling the truth?
I just learned how to do that. So, I mean, I'm not as good at it as, like, Reese or Kresh, but I can try.
If we, like, stack my truth spell and your truth punches, like, there's nothing they can't get away from. Or can't succumb to.
I suppose not.
But, that's another option.
And you want to do that to, like, anyone who's maybe watching Emmerich's place right now? Was that the plan? Says Ida.
Well, maybe if the one who, like, got away is there again.
We know a couple of places they might be watching. I don't know if we want to pick that fight again.
Yeah, there were a lot of people there.
Yeah.
I mean,
just
you'll
have to
have
pick
me
it
this time,
better.
but it's also the middle of the day.
That's true.
Like, I don't know.
We could find one of them and then just, like, follow them at the end of the day and see where they go, or like at the end of their shift or whatever.
Find one of who?
One of the people that's like watching.
Oh. I suppose.
But that would be later too.
Yeah. You're like, this is clearly a Crown's Guard.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Just like in Oblivion.
Yeah.
I still don't know if we want to pick that fight, and if we do, I want to get more potions from the soul first. And also, they should probably talk about our battle strategy. I know we've been doing this for a few months, and it's been great. Except for the part where one or more of us almost dies every time.
Well, what would you suggest?
I mean, you started getting real up close and personal all of a sudden. What's that about?
Do you mean the up close and personal where they chased us down and we couldn't really run away? Also, where Antimony was on the
No.
other side of the hallway and alone?
No, you know what I mean.
No.
You got fancy new armor. And now you're rushing into melee.
I don't think rushing into melee is the word when it's more we cannot escape the melee. And it's better to be more armored when that happens than not.
Insight check.
It's true.
I'm trying to decide if Ophelia's being deliberately obtuse or if she actually doesn't know what I'm talking about.
All right, make an insight check.
Oh, that wasn't too bad. 15.
Well, Ophelia?
I mean, I think. I don't know if she gets. I don't know if I get what you're coming at.
Mm.
So. The way Ophelia is thinking about it is like she would love to fucking run away, but the thing is. There haven't been chances to without. A, not doing damage, which means that they'll just catch up again and do damage, and she's just spending her turns like running away. Which isn't really an equal kind of thing. It's a net loss for her. Like, there haven't really been any combat things that they've been in where they've had the opportunity to get the jump on someone. It's always been like spiders attacking them or snakes attacking them. It's not really like they don't have the opportunity to plan not to be in melee range. So she wants the armor to be able to take hits so that other people don't die. And because, I mean, if she's going to get hit anyway, why not prepare against that? So she thinks she's saying all of that. She's like, yeah.
Ida says, well, hopefully next time you get into a fight, you'll have me there, and I can be in the front and take some of that heat off.
That would be pretty. I mean, you don't have a lot for like protection though. Like,
I'm very fast.
okay.
That's like a monk's whole deal. They like do
That's
not wear
true.
armor, but they have pretty high ACs.
That's
Her
true.
AC is, yeah, she wears no armor. Her AC is 16. It's like it's similar to barbarians where it's like they get to add an extra stat to their armor class if they're not wearing armor. I think it's wisdom for monks. It's wisdom and dex. So
That sounds right, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and for barbarians, I think it's con and dex. But yeah, so
In an ideal world, I won't be in a location where they can attack any of us with a sword. But the world is not perfect in that sense. And I would rather one of us be able to weather more hits than not at all. There's probably like a shady glance at the not really very much armor that the other two are wearing. So yeah,
So
with Ida's
in the
help, that'll
letter-
be a lot better. You said something?
So if we get in another fight like that one, where are you planning to be?
I mean, probably at the front again? I can't see you wanting to get hit.
Well, I tried that in Druvenload and it didn't go well for me, so hopefully not.
I think the thing is, like, none of us want to get hit. But in an event like that, one of us has to. And at this point, I am the most prepared to deal with that. I mean, if Ida weren't here.
does Ophelia
So-
have the most hit points, or do you have the same as Antimony?
No, I have less, I think.
I think I'm actually, yeah, I think I have the most hit
I think
points.
Antimony has the most. But Antimony likes to run away and keep distance, so if she keeps the distance, then
Yeah, well,
that's fine.
I mean, her best stuff is distance, is the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the cannon is pretty clutch.
Yeah, we actually have the same amount, me and Ophelia.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, yeah. I was like, two of you have the same amount, but I couldn't remember who it was.
We have the same amount, but our armor class is different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, I guess the other option is I keep running away, but they keep catching up with me.
What if we hire a tank?
I mean,
Ida's like, you could just ask a monk to join your group. I can't join it full time because I have other stuff to do, but
why would we ask a monk to join when we could just ask Sahara if she wants to, like, risk her life every day?
did you tell Ida about Sahar?
Probably.
Okay, I didn't know she would recognize the name. She's like, isn't Sahar in Nicodranus?
We brought her to Nicodranus and we can take her back. So.
Can you?
Win
How do we?
a room of 3 in Visayas Teal took Sahar to Nicodranus, and we can't.
I thought Sahar was on the run from the army.
Yeah.
That's true.
Isn't that why you took her to Nicodranus in the first place?
I mean, but we've established that the guy is fine. So.
But she deserted. That's one of the problems.
Desertion is fine. People do it all the time.
It's not fine if they get caught.
We'll just, like, change her name.
I think there's a little too much heat on Sahar to ask her to come here, but if we were to find out that Emmerich was in Nicodranus, obviously we'd call her.
First of all, like, don't call that into existence, because I don't like that idea.
How long has Emmerich hasn't been missing long enough to be in Nicodranus? I guess they could have taken him there via teleportation, but the Myriad aren't known
wizards.
for having a lot of wizards.
Well, that's their loss. But yeah, probably not.
I mean, we'd assume he's not that far. Also, they don't really do a lot of farming in Nicodranus, so
No,
That's true.
there's like a lot of beach around it. And Aurelius said he wasn't in a city.
No. I wonder if any of the kobolds have, like, trained to become a tank.
Oh my god.
We just hire the Cobalt Souls 1 barbarian.
That's true, yeah.
Do they have one?
Probably not. Well, maybe. I
No.
don't know.
It's funny to imagine they do, though. Like, there's
It's
just,
funny.
like, all monks and then this one barbarian.
You'd have to justify it to me somehow. I don't know how you would do that. If
The
you wanted there to
barbarian
be a
is-
barbarian.
Yeah, it's like, the barbarian is like Adakura just shelving books, but outside of work, they get really fucking swole.
It's just their hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm imagining it's like a barbarian who moved to the city and like gave up that way of life. It's like, I'm gonna live a quiet life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we have to convince them to
Right.
tip up their meat cleaver and
Yep. It's like, look, I work in a library now.
Oh, shit.
I worship Ioun. I'm chilling. Like,
and we're like, no, unlock the rage.
we need help.
We should, I was gonna say we should ask, Victor if he wants to become a tank, and then I was like, oh shit, he's coming today, isn't he?
Yeah, right? I was
Oh
gonna
my God.
say, aren't Victor
He
and Corey
is.
coming today?
We
You are
can't go out.
expecting them sometime this evening, probably. They're just gonna show up at the Cobalt Soul and ask for you guys.
He should
As
probably
you-
be there when they arrive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, you did warn Torkel that this was going to happen, so they're not gonna be like, you know, a total shock. But yeah, you probably want to be there when they get here, just to help them out.
Yeah, so I don't know. do whatever you guys want. I will follow, because all my ideas involve, like, you know, just fucking off. Also kidnapping a watch person.
Fucking off is Ophelia's favorite
Mm-hmm.
activity.
Yep. If Hadakura weren't here to do all of the talking, she would have fucked off a long time ago.
True.
Well, if he dies and I start playing Paladin, that will solve one of your problems and then create a new one.
Then which is
By
which?
he, you meant Atticor.
Yeah.
What would it solve and then make a new problem of?
It would solve you having to be the frontline fighter.
Uh-huh.
And then you'd have to talk more.
I don't know. Paladins are charismatic.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he's gonna do what Atacora does.
That's so true.
Eventually one of us has to talk if we're just silent. Well, Antimony can talk. Antimony also does a lot of being quiet. It's her turn.
Okay. I was trying to find. Leia did ask to be told. Well, she asked not to be told anything unless we had actual news, but she didn't say like, "Don't come back to the bar," or anything like that.
No, she said to tell her if you learned something important.
Yes.
Like,
I think we should definitely tell her that we learned things. We should definitely do that. But we can go there direct. I was just not sure if she was like, "Yeah, don't come here, just send a note." I couldn't remember.
no, I believe she told you to come back to the. She said you could send a note like to her bar, but you can also just show up. It's fine. She didn't tell you
We're
not
really
to
good
show
at
up.
showing up unannounced.
And like, it's a business. You can. It's fine if you show up unannounced.
That's true.
Like, it's just a bar. You're allowed to show up.
Yeah. Well, that's my vote. That's what I think we should do first. And we can go from there.
Sounds good.
Fine with me, says Ida.
Antimody's like, no, I object.
Nah, I'm fine with it.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna take a super quick break. I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay. I have to make some notes anyway. Hello.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. How has my audio been? I assume it's fine because no one said anything.
Yeah, it's been
it's
better.
been
Yeah,
fine.
it's been good.
All right, great. Okay, so you guys are leaving Aurelia's place. It's probably 11 a.m. ish. And you decide that your next step is going to be to head back to Leia's bar, the Deer's Rest, and see if you can find her or Hanalora, whoever's there, and tell them a little bit about what you learned, that Emmerich is alive. And maybe describe where Aurelia saw him and see if either of them knows anything. Okay, it's like on the other side of town. No, yeah. So you have to go all the way back to the Mosaic Ward.
Yep.
You're really crossing the whole city back and forth today. Extremely fun. Yeah, but you get there, and it probably is like just opening. It's not like an inn. There's not really rooms for rent here, so nobody is staying here and having breakfast or anything. So it's like they're starting to open up for, like, I don't know, people who are going to the bar at 11 to get drunk. There are some people like that, I'm sure. But yeah, they're open. There's not really anyone in here though, except for the staff. You see the same girl who was there the other night, the same like waitress. And then also Leia is here. Yeah, she spots you, and she's like about to kind of do her like customer voice, but then she recognizes you and is like, oh, you're back already. Did you find anything?
Yes. Where do you want to talk?
Here, she puts down whatever she was working on and takes you back to the same sort of back room that you talked to Gunther in yesterday, I believe. I believe that was yesterday. Yeah, and so she sits down. She says, "Do you want to talk to Hanalora about this too? I can go get her."
Yes, I was just going to ask if she made it here.
Yes. I mean, she's not here. She's next door. That's where I live. But I can go and get her.
That would be great.
All right. Yeah, she goes and gets Hanalora and comes back. Hanalora does look kind of surprised to see you guys already, even though she knew you were going to talk to Aurelia, but it's still like, wow, she saw you like 3 hours ago. At the school. Yep. So I take it Aurelia was helpful, she says.
Yeah, the scry worked. And I will just repeat I'll repeat everything that Aurelia said, because...
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Leia looks relieved but also worried.
Yeah.
As you might imagine. She's like, okay, well, clearly the Myriad kidnapped him, but also he's alive, so that's good. But we don't really know where he is, so that's bad. So she's just kind of like processing this information.
Yeah.
Everybody make an insight check on Honolora.
Mm-hmm.
15.
11.
26.
26.
Uh-huh. I rolled a
All right.
19, which is pretty
Oh my
pug.
god. Ida rolled a 3,
Oh,
so
no.
she doesn't know anything. Wait, let me check something real quick before I roll for Honolulu. Okay. Where's the stat? Oh, there it is. Okay. Ooh. Wow, okay. So Adakora and Antimony, you don't really notice anything. Honolora just kind of seems to be taking this in sort of solemnly. Like, she's clearly concerned and relieved, like similar to Leia. But nothing like that makes you, I don't know, suspicious or anything. Ophelia, when Adakora is describing the house and its surroundings, which, like, the description from Aurelia wasn't super detailed just because she saw it pretty quickly. But Honolora gets this look on her face for just a second that's like, it's like a sort of like, oh no kind of expression, as if she has either realized something that she thinks is true or realized that something is a possibility that she really, really doesn't want to be true. She has some kind of theory about this place, and it scares her. But she doesn't say anything yet. She just kind of keeps listening. And her expression sort of goes back to like a normal amount of worry, considering the situation.
Okay.
Leia's like, well, at least he's alive. I was hoping he wouldn't be mixed up in something, but I suppose nothing else really makes sense. Oh, Emmerich.
Sorry, it's not better news, but it's not all bad, please.
Don't mistake me, I'm very grateful to know this. Whatever your friend did, I mean, it's incredible, but I just wish... I almost wish he had been in the city. It would be easier to find him. would probably be able to figure out where he was based on his surroundings. But I've really never left Rexentrum.
Well, I don't know. There are a lot of basement storerooms in Rexentrum. It could take a while.
But she saw some of what was outside.
Right. I'm not sure it's bad. It's just going to take more time to get there.
Well, I might be able to help narrow down where he was in the city based on descriptions of the buildings, but I won't be any help for anywhere else. I mean, I can ask around and see if anyone's heard of the Myriad using a large house in the country as a base, but it's a little bit of a long shot that anyone would tell me that. I could always ask Gunther to come back. He might know something.
Might. Sol might have some more ideas, although we weren't really involved the first time.
I think in the silences, Ophelia's going to telepathically tell Adakora to maybe pull Hannelore aside once they leave, because she probably knows where it is or suspects.
Mm-hmm.
But Ophelia doesn't want to press it like now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh ho ho. Okay, and telepathy's one way, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Ophelia's like, she's probably more likely to say it alone with a friend than with everybody watching. Even though I hate it, because I want to know the things, but whatever. Ophelia respects a potentially traumatized person. Kind of. I don't know. Hit or miss.
Maybe. It's possible.
Sometimes.
Occasionally.
Yeah, when she feels like it.
Okay, yeah, Hannelore is not really saying anything during all of this. Yeah, Leia, she's kind of like, she like has her hand on Leia's shoulder. She's sort of looking at her in concern. Leia's like, well, I probably have customers. If I don't, I should be getting ready. Do you want anything to drink?
No, thank you.
All right, you can stay back here as long as you want.
Thank you.
let me know if I can, I don't know, help at all. And she leaves. Yeah, Honolord stays behind and she's like, wow, Aurelia really. I mean, I didn't doubt her. She found Felix pretty quickly, but that's incredible.
She might try to do it again later and see if she can get eyes on it.
That could be you, but you need 3 more levels.
I know.
That's the real reason you're trying to frontline fight. You want more XP.
Yeah.
In a game that definitely totally uses XP.
Definitely and totally weird.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. That's good. I mean, yeah, if she sees someone else, that could be helpful. And there's no range on scrying. She can see anyone anywhere.
Within reason. I don't know if it works on other planes, but
Yeah, I think that's the
that's
only.
not a concern here, I don't
I think
think.
that's the only limitation. I should hope not. Well, it's. I mean, it's getting to be lunchtime. Do you want to get something to eat?
Sure. We did just walk across the city.
We're probably getting hungry.
Sure.
We can, well, I don't know. If we want to talk about this stuff, we could get food and bring it back here, or I bet Leia wouldn't mind if we used her house. Just sit there and eat takeout.
I'll turn to Antimony and Ophelia. If I gave you 2 money, can you be trusted to bring back food?
Oh my god.
I think antimony more than me.
Ida's there too.
And
Oh,
Ida.
Ida's there too. Ida too.
Oh shit, Ida can order for us. Let's go.
Trustworthy.
You 3 girls. Ida's like, sure.
Sure. Ida gets to keep the money then. Ida gets all my lunch money. She didn't even have to bully me into it.
Let's get like dumplings or something. That sounds good. I'm hungry
All right.
out of character.
Out of character.
Oh no.
I would like dumplings.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Okay, yeah, Ida's like, sure, let's go. Ida grew up in Rexeter. I don't know if she is from, probably not this neighborhood, but she, like, knows how to find good restaurants in town. Okay, and Ophelia and Antimony go with her.
Yeah. Well, Ophelia goes.
Oh my god. How is she gonna know?
Well, my read mind spell refreshed. So
That's true. I suppose you can still read Adakor's mind. I was like, you
Yeah.
don't know what exactly Hannelore knows because you can't read her mind. But yeah.
that's why
Well,
I
if I
didn't
find
try.
out you've been reading my mind, I'll kill you.
Oh no.
Looks like Antimony's losing either a friend or a brother today.
This game is just gonna devolve into PvP at some point.
Yeah.
God.
I hope so.
Okay, yeah, you guys head out. Adakor, you are alone in the room with Hannelore.
All right, so what do you really think of all that?
Ugh, she sighs and like puts her head in her hands for a second. Did I look upset? I was trying not to.
I think Ophelia suspects.
Oh. And she told you? Somehow?
Yeah, sometimes it's not important.
All right. Yeah. Honestly, you could tell me anything about her powers and I would probably believe you. I don't really know anything about what clerics do except for healing. No, I mean, I can't be sure not without seeing it myself, and there's really no way to do that. But I had a horrible thought when you were describing what Aurelia saw.
Yeah.
It sounded like it could be the area around Blumenthal. I mean, there are a number of sort of old manor houses outside the city, or outside the town, rather. There's some old estates out there. I guess it could be any of them, but I'm wondering if maybe it's the Aldersfeld's old place. I know that the Crown took pretty much everything, but they left the house for their son. He was like, I don't know, he was a teenager when all of that happened. He wasn't involved. But he lost everything except for the manor. I assume he's still living there. I didn't know him very well. He didn't come to the city with us.
Hmm.
But I don't know, maybe he's working with the Myriad now. Or the Myriad went to him and offered him some kind of revenge. Or money, or anything, really.
Would make sense. It would be close enough to have gotten Emmerich there
Right.
by now, and the only place we know has a Myriad connection, even if he wasn't involved at the time.
I suppose it could also be what's his name in Druvenlode, the one who's in jail now, but I don't know. The description of the fields made me think of Blumenthal.
Be very bold. What was his name? Fuck.
I fucking forgot his name.
Petrov. Petrov Sour.
Petrov Sour. Yeah.
It'd be really fucking bold to use Petrov's estate when he just got arrested.
It would. I guess they might have just taken it over, but yeah, that would be. I'm sure the Aldersfeld house would be a lot safer because nobody really goes there, I imagine. I mean, they were very disgraced afterwards. I don't imagine Baldwin gets a lot of visitors. And it's fairly
Baldwin?
remote. What?
His name's Baldwin. Out of character.
Yes, Baldwin. I'll put his name in the thing. Mm-hmm. He was only a little bit younger than me. He'd be in, I don't know, his late 20s now.
That's a baby.
Older than everybody else in your group.
Try not to think about that.
Well, for a human, it's plenty old to plot treason. Yep.
I have another question.
Ugh. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Who's Horst?
Oh. Horst is the man that was watching Emmerich's house.
Oh.
The first one we saw.
Oh, he's not going to be a fan of us.
The one with the mustache. Yes, you should probably not go and find him. He will probably recognize you. I almost forgot about that. Gods. Horst was also one of... He was... Everything Gunther said about him was true. He is fairly high up in the Myriad, and he was very involved in their last attempt at grabbing power. He was sort of the messenger between the leaders of the Myriad and the rich people who were working with them. He visited the Aldersfeld's house in the city fairly often. When I first overheard some of what they were planning to do, he was the one they were talking to. So the fact that he was outside of my house is not encouraging.
No.
I told Amelia about all of this. Needless to say, she does not want me getting involved, if possible. I'm just going to lie low here in Leia's house for now, and then, I don't know, the Trust might find me somewhere else to hide for a little while.
Does she care what I do?
Um,
Does she know what I'm doing?
She does. I mean, I told her you were helping me.
Mm.
She wasn't very happy about it, but they don't know you. And since you got permission from the Council to look into this, it's not really compromising your cover, so it's fine for now. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point she decides that you're too close to the whole thing and puts someone else on it, but for now, it's fine.
And how are you?
I don't know, feeling a little stupid. I guess I spent a lot of years thinking this was never going to be a problem again. Which was silly, but what else was I going to do? I was busy.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't just killed Emmerich already. But maybe he hasn't talked yet. Maybe they think they could get more out of him.
Maybe. Or it's a trap, or who knows?
Or it's a trap. Or he's a distraction. I don't know.
Yeah.
Although by taking Emmerich, they certainly warned the Trust that something was going on. I'm sure they have somebody watching whatever the Myriad are doing here in the city right now. Obviously, I don't know exactly what's going on, but They must be working on that. And obviously that's more important than getting Emmerich back. I wish I could just go and break him out, but I don't even know if I could. Breaking and entering was always Emmerich's specialty anyway.
Swear to God, there was no one in his apartment yesterday morning. I don't like how fast they got that together.
Yeah. They've got to have a lot of people here. Now we just have to think of some excuse for why I know about a house in Blumenthal that Emmerich might be in. There's no reason for your friends to think that Emmerich is that the Myriad are involved in my past. Ugh. Maybe we could just tell them to try Blumenthal first, because I don't know. The description made me think of it. And it's close by.
Well, Ophelia knows the description made you think of something. You don't have to tell her why.
I suppose not. I get the feeling she's getting more suspicious of me the more time I spend with her. Just, I don't know, convince them to go to Blumenthal first. I'll say it sounded like it to me, the description, and that I know there are some big houses in the area. And I'll tell you how to get there to the Aldersfelds, and you could just go there first and just make it look like a coincidence.
We can do that.
All right. Okay, the girls, you find some dumplings. Do you want to get anything else?
I'm just gonna tell them what I told Adakora, and that
Okay.
Adakora is in theory getting information from Hannelore right now.
perfect. Ida's like, oh, that's good. All right. Wow, you picked up on that, huh?
You know, it's just so much skill and talent and book reading. Or I guess people reading. I don't know. That makes more
Well,
sense.
I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Or, I will be impressed if it turns out she actually knows something.
Pretty sure she does. I don't remember if I think I caught it. I was the one who noticed it.
It was you, yes.
The horse thing. She like recognized the name the other day.
Did. Yeah,
so-
you noticed her sort of like, I think she like flinched a little bit when she heard the name Horst.
Yeah.
Adakora noticed that one too, but I don't think we talked about it.
I don't know if you did either. You had not.
This was actually, Ophelia might have mentioned it. I don't remember.
I can't.
But I did also notice it separately.
You did, I think. Yeah, that sounds right to me. Yeah, because that was when Ophelia read everyone's thoughts to try to find out what Hannelore knew about Horst, but then couldn't read Hannelores thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'll mention that too. Like, she flinched when she recognized the name, and she recognized an area upon description. She probably knows a bit.
Interesting. Well, hopefully you're right, and she'll be more likely to tell Adakora.
Mm-hmm.
God, Ophelia and Hannelore are so funny because they're just like perceiving each other, and neither of them wants to be perceived, but they're both too good at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you guys buy some food, you come back. Is there anything else you wanted to say to Hannelore before they got back?
Oh, there was.
Okay.
Well, I assume she's checking in with Amelia, but I want to ask her to also check in with me.
Okay.
Stressed out.
Yeah. She's like, yes, I'm checking in with him. Yes, of course I can. Just every day, or?
Yes.
All right, and tell me if you learn anything else.
Obviously. That was really it. Just wanted to
Okay.
that.
All right, they're just sort of like sitting in mildly awkward silence when you guys get back with the food. You all eat some lunch.
Are they good dumplings, or did they bring back shitty dumplings?
I don't know. Ida would try to buy. I think Ida could find some good dumplings. Hannelore's like, I'm going to get some beer. Does anyone want any?
None for me.
think I'm all right.
All right, Ida will take beer. Ida's
Yes, Ida.
Yeah, so Hannelore leaves the room to go get some beers. Do you want to say anything while she's gone, or are you going to wait till she comes back? Adakora, I meant.
Right. Is Ophelia staring daggers at me, waiting for me to say something?
No,
Ophelia, like, what did you learn? Or I'll kill you?
no. I think she's just hanging out, maybe talking with Ida, or probably
Playing
just
it
like
cool.
eating. Yeah. I don't think she thinks that the time it takes to get like 2 beers is enough time to talk about things.
Okay. All right, yeah, then Hannelore comes back in with the beers.
I think if they hang out for a while, Ophelia's probably like, oh shit, I forgot about Corey and Victor. We should probably.
I mean, it's like 1 o'clock. Like, you guys probably.
Yeah, but Ophelia doesn't want to be here.
Okay, I see.
Maybe they're like overachievers. They want to like have a good grade for their job. Their potential new job is like a straight-laced person.
I think Hannelore kind of gives you Adakora a look like, are we talking about this now or not? Or are you going to tell them later? Okay. I figured it was something like that.
It's okay, I told him we're winning. Sorry, what did I miss?
Not much. Hannelore just kind of looks at you like, are we telling them now or what? Or did you want to wait?
There's no reason to wait, so sure. Either telling about it now or I'm telling them on the way back. It doesn't.
I think it's more like a, do you want her to be there or not?
Right. That's a good point. um, what I thought was that she was going to say, hey, it sounds a little like Blumenthal. If we don't want to do that, I could just be on the way back. Okay, so I talked to her and that's also fine.
Okay.
It took something slightly different away, I think.
She can also just tell them, like, she'll just do it if she thinks that's what you would prefer. Okay, yeah, as you guys are eating, Hanalora's like, all right, I was listening to your description of what Aurelia said she saw. I know this is all like third hand and she didn't get a great look, but she said it seemed like fields that had been cultivated and like everything was all harvested and it was cold and there were some trees and not much else. I don't know. It sounded like maybe Blumenthal. There are some large old manor houses in the area. Outside of the town. Maybe they're in one of those. And it's close enough. I guess we don't know exactly when they took him there, but they could have gotten there pretty quickly. I don't know. I think that might be a good place to start if you're going to go looking.
How long does it actually take to get to Blumenthal?
I forgot. It's longer than a day because I think it's farther than Druvenlode. Right? Let me look at the map. Oh no, it's a little closer than Druvenlode, actually. I think. It's probably, yeah, less than a day.
Yeah.
Like if you're, in a cart or on horseback or whatever.
Yeah. No, it wasn't there that Ida came to Hopperduke.
She did.
But anyway, I will turn to Ida and say we were in Blumenthal a few months ago. That wasn't that long ago, right? Yeah. So we were in. Anyway, this was before we were in Bisaya Steel.
Yep. Yeah, at least a month.
And it only takes, 6 hours, whatever, to get there.
Yeah, something like that.
Just filling her in.
Sure. Pretty easy to get there then. We can borrow transportation from the Soul. I mean, assuming they let us go by ourselves. She definitely wants to go. That's the Ida's like, man, I hope they let me go.
Want to vibe check Hanalora?
Okay. That's called an insight check.
Yeah.
Unless you meant an attack, in which case, roll something.
Right. Yeah, that's not the same.
I'm not a monk, so I can't do that. That was not very good.
You
what's
could have
my
cast
insight?
Stone of Truth.
That's true. Where is it? I don't
Which-
know my alphabet.
Okay.
9.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
She seems to be telling the truth.
Okay. Well, that's helpful, at least.
Yeah. I mean, she seems worried, but like, you think she's probably just worried about Emmerich, which is perfectly understandable.
Mm-hmm. We can certainly start there. Take a look around, do some investigating.
Really have any better ideas. So
Pardon?
we don't really have better ideas at this moment.
Yeah.
So pick a direction and go, I think, is the plan.
We should return to the soul and then I don't know. I can talk with Torkel. Maybe I don't need to be there for Corey and whatever. What's his name? Victor.
It was your idea.
I mean, or we could wait until tomorrow to potentially rescue a now dead Emmerich.
Oh my god.
It's very tactful.
Thank you.
Julia.
Yeah, you know. Tact is what I'm known for.
At the very least, we need more potions. I'm not
Yeah.
going into another fight with no healing potions.
Edacor is
I don't know how Ida feels
traumatized
about it.
from what happened last night.
Also, okay, did you write down how long it was going to take for your bow to get enchanted? I don't remember.
I believe I did. Let me see if I can find those notes. 1 week.
Okay, never. Yeah, you probably shouldn't write that. I was like, I couldn't remember if it was like a couple days.
In the
if it was
meantime,
like...
I have a bow that's just as fine as the old bow
Right.
was, and I, you know, just gotta wait to get that little bit of level up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of bit of level up, actually. It's gonna be really cool if I live that long.
All right, so you guys are heading back to the Soul.
Yes. Probably as we're going, I'm going to be like, okay, so the Cobalt Soul doesn't like the Myriad, and they've investigated it before. We could probably look and see if they have any records on like previous dealings, see if there's anything in Blumenthal or around Blumenthal.
That's a good idea.
And we can start there.
Says Ida.
Yeah, and then we should tell Torkel and Kresh. Well, maybe Torkel, and he can convey it, or Reese.
Reese is somewhere.
Yeah, I think, I think Reese is busy. I mean,
Reese
honestly,
is going to an unspecified elsewhere we are not privy to.
Yeah, the thing, when he said that, he might have just meant like he was doing something somewhere in town. Like that could mean anything, says Ida.
Well, that's why I asked, but he didn't want to say.
He's definitely not allowed to tell you, but also I think he just kind of likes to fuck with you a little bit.
Does he do that to you a lot?
It's funny. Well, usually I'm with him, so no.
I mean, he's right. It's good when hot people do that.
Ida's like, ugh, stop. Stop calling him hot.
You can't, like, deny it, though.
That doesn't mean I want to hear about it.
We'll just
Well,
turn
what you
off
need
your
to know
ears
about
then.
hanging out with us is that at all times we are rating the hotness of the people around
So true.
us.
Ugh. God, you're worse than Atka.
I don't think so. I think Anka's still pretty bad.
She's terrible. Okay. Yeah, you get back to this all. You can. Do you want to go to Torkel or Kresh first?
I feel like Torkel first because I feel a little bit weird about like approaching Kresh immediately. It's kind of like the you have to at Mary before you at God kind of deal.
It's like, yeah, I feel like Torkel is the more approachable one for you guys.
Yeah.
Since you're always just like going to his office and being like, hey.
He's accustomed to our bullshit.
Yeah.
He super is, yeah.
And it's like we don't
And
even
it
know
is-
what Crush is doing. Like Crush
right,
could be
Kresh
so
could
busy.
be doing anything right now, yeah. And Torkel is usually just hanging out,
Yeah.
planning lessons or something.
Praying, which like you can interrupt at any time.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, you go to Torkel's office. He's there. He's just reading a book. He looks up. There you all are. I was wondering when you were going to come to see me. I've heard all about your latest adventures from Expositor Kresh, but glad you've decided to show up finally.
Were you jealous?
No, I was just concerned.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Not much better. 14.
He does not seem to have been jealous.
Damn.
He was maybe a little hurt that you didn't come like tell him you were okay, but he was not jealous.
Well, that.
He was probably asleep.
Yeah.
No, like yesterday or this morning.
Oh. We're just a
Last
few
night he
hours
was
late.
probably asleep. But yeah, this morning he was like, you could have come and seen me.
You could have
I was
like sent a
here.
freaking note.
I've been here this whole time.
You could have been like, "Hey, can you come see me?" Instead, you were like just playing like cold and not asking at all. Not that I like it
also-
when you knock on my door at 8 a.m. in the morning.
God, that's so true. Not that you want to be summoned to see your teacher.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway,
Um,
here's all the things that are happening. All the new
Okay.
things we have.
Wow. All right. You tell him everything
Yeah.
that about the scrying and about how it might be in Blumenthal. Okay.
And then probably it's like, I don't know if we should go to Crush or if like we can go see records or something. I don't know if that's something behind bars. I feel like that's something that's like restricted.
Probably. Although there's not much that's restricted for you if you were
That's
to
true.
request it. You have pretty high like archive clearance, Ophelia in particular. Being a cleric of Ioun.
That's true. I feel like Ida should
Um,
also have pretty high.
Oh, she definitely does. She's just less likely to go. Probably. Because she's out more. She like does a little less research, I think.
Yeah.
Than you at least used to be in there a lot more often. Before you started going on field missions.
Mm-hmm.
Records about what? Just if we have anything on the Myriad, we might.
Also, like specifically like potential locations in Blumenthal that were of interest before.
As far as I know, the Myriad didn't really have a presence there. It's not large enough. Not enough industry.
Well, if there's only 1 or 2 places, then that narrows it down a lot. If there wasn't a lot of presence. But I don't. Were you involved with that?
The Myriad? Me? No. I was much smaller time than that.
Well, then you have less experience than a book that potentially has all the records, so.
It's true. I never heard of there being much organized crime based out of Blumenthal. It's
Yeah.
not particularly well suited to it. There's not much crime there at all, really. And it's like one of the best guarded cities in the Empire, especially given the population, because it would be so dangerous if anything happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that hasn't happened in decades.
Yeah, that was like 10 years
That
ago. There was a weird incident
Yeah.
10 years ago, but since then, no crimes. But I mean, if they're just hiding out in maybe the house is abandoned or they bought it from someone, it could be anything. Maybe
Yeah.
they're just using it as a waypoint or a jail. Yeah.
Hasn't told you about what?
The double arsonist homicides.
The triple.
Yeah.
There were like
6 people died.
the six murders in one night
Oh,
by
yeah.
different methods of just like local couples.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an absolutely, like, Blumenthal was fucking rocked by that. They were just like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think people,
They did know that Caleb did at least one of them.
right, that was the,
Was-
yeah.
They found him there the next day.
That was the weird part. Yep, they were like, well, we have these other murders where we don't know anything. Oh yeah, I mean, people in Blumenthal have like wild theories about why that happened, but I don't think they talk about that stuff to outsiders much.
Yeah. Because I guess, like, they would know that all 3 of the families were, like, families whose children went to
Yes,
the academy, you know? So, like.
exactly. Yeah, they know that. They know Caleb, like, went fucking crazy. They know that. I assume Astrid and Edwulf just, like, never came back to town. Like, they just disappeared, basically. Nobody in the town ever saw them again. So they were like, well, guess it was the magic, but nobody's ever going to confirm that for us.
Yeah.
So we just have to wildly speculate about it. But also, I think there have got to be, you know, kids from Blumenthal who go to magic school and are totally normal, right? Like,
Right.
that definitely also happens. So it's not like every child who goes to magic school disappears, because then they wouldn't send anyone.
Yes, and also the second thing, should we tell Crush or should, well, I guess if we ask Crush, she might know more.
Crush
also-
probably has more. Yes, she probably knows a little bit more about the Myriad off the top of her head than I do.
Yeah, but also you could tell her instead. Because
Did
now
she
you know
say-
all our stuff.
Did she specify who we had to check in with?
She said either to like come to the soul physically and like tell, like, just be like,
Just grab someone.
Yeah, or if you couldn't do that, if you were like fine, but you were busy and you didn't want to come back, you should like send to Torkel.
Okay.
But yeah, she was kind of like, if possible, like come back here to sleep, just so we know you're alive.
Right.
We could probably do that. It's not that far away. Maybe.
Well, are we leaving today? What?
You should definitely tell Crush about this before you leave.
Yeah.
I would go and talk to her. I don't think. I mean, I think you should go and talk to her. He clarifies. It's like, I am not going to just bring this message to Crush and then come back and tell you what she said. That's very silly.
Okay, also, if we do go anywhere, can you, like, deal with the 2 people I brought for the job interview alone?
He looks confused for a second, and then he's like, "Oh, you're criminals."
Yeah, yeah, my criminals.
I suppose so. I'd almost forgotten about that.
Don't worry. Same.
Well, when are they're supposed to get here today?
I think so.
All right.
Either
I mean,
later.
I've told people to keep an eye out for them if 2 people show up asking for you
Okay.
and you're not around, they'll send them to me, I suppose.
Okay.
I can deal with them.
Okay. Because, I mean, I just feel like maybe an injured, kidnapped person is maybe more important than the criminal job interview at this time.
Right. It's not that I'm not busy, but it does seem like you have more urgent things to take care of, perhaps.
Yes.
Your friends will be fine.
Okay.
Just hand them a kitten and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yes, they can cat sit for me while I do paperwork. Yeah, right. It's like, I know it looks like I don't have a job, but I do.
Okay. I guess there's nothing else to do than go see if Crush is available.
Also get potions. But I guess that's if we're approved to go, then I can grab some on the way out.
I feel like Adakora just has like severe trauma from that alley fight and is never going to leave town without like 7 health potions now.
Here's the thing. You 2 can heal each other, me. You got spells. I can't do that. And I'm not strong enough to carry you to a doctor should you go down. Yeah, I'm a little tired of watching my baby sister go unconscious, get stabbed through the stomach. So yeah, I'm gonna be carrying healing potions everywhere now.
Okay. She says hi.
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 Okay, yeah, Torkel's like, I'm just going to ask Crush if she's busy. This is urgent enough.
Okay.
And he casts a little spell, and says, "Hello, Expositor? Do you have time to see..." Yes. Or, no, he that's right, he just sends a message. He can't talk to her. Do you have time to see my student and her friends? They have learned something else, and they would like to run it by you before they pursue it. And then he listens for a second, and he's like, all right, I'll send them. Or he doesn't say anything, because sending's over. He listens for a second, and then he says to you guys, yes, she's free.
Okay.
She's training right now, but she'll meet you in her office. You can just head over there. Them, yeah. Do you have time to see the absolute
Those three.
bane of existence? Yup. Have you guys asked me if Kresh is hot? She definitely is.
I don't remember.
I don't either. Okay. Well, you can go to her office.
Okay, Ida, how do you feel about us saying that Kresh is hot?
Ida thinks about that. I mean, she is.
But it's not as weird as Reese.
No. I mean, I don't see her that often.
You don't have to see someone often to think that, oh, well, I guess I think it's weird maybe.
Yeah, that's it's just that yeah. It's Reese who I don't think about that way. And everyone is always talking about how hot he is.
Because he is, though.
It's like if everyone was always telling you how hot Torkel was.
But he's not, though.
But if he was. It's like if Torkel, imagine if Torkel was hot and everyone was talking about it all the time.
I think I would laugh about it because I'm pretty sure he's unattainable.
I mean, is Reese the kind of hot where, like, once you get to know him, it's kind of monotonous and boring?
Probably not. I mean, he's a, like, pretty wild-looking tiefling.
Adakor asks this out loud.
Nobody else looks like Reese.
Is Ida saying that back?
No, Ida did not say that. Was Kate.
Oh, yeah.
You guys, I suppose Ida is not going to offer an opinion on that, but I suppose you two can.
Yeah, I don't think he would be.
Well, then you're stuck with it. It's gonna be a whole time that you're working with him.
Ugh.
I mean, that just means you have to graduate faster.
Does.
So you can be free.
Yep. Free of my beloved mentor. So that I don't have to listen to people talk about how hot he is.
Yeah.
All right. You get to Kresh's office. She opens the door when you knock. She looks like she has, like, just gotten here. She's kind of towelling the sweat off her face.
Nice.
All right, what do you have to tell me?
We will share all the information.
Okay.
Ophelia
Cool.
thinks you're hot.
Oh my god.
No.
She would
She's
be
like,
like,
"All
I mean,
right."
it's true though.
Well, that's a lead. Do you want to go to Blumenthal yourselves to pursue this?
I think we were intending to.
Uh-oh. Oh god. Kresh is like, look, I get that a lot.
That's why there's no shame.
Like, it's fine if you want to, but I can also send someone else. I think the four of you are probably capable. Yeah, oh, exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, they're going to be thirsting over the pirates, and Ophelia's going to be like, no. Pirates aren't hot. What are you talking about? Pirates are just normal.
They're very morally ambiguous, and they made me cry a lot. So don't call them hot.
Oh, no.
I mean, the real question is, if we meet your dads, are we even gonna know that's who they are?
I mean,
I don't know.
Because you're not gonna want us to meet them on purpose.
you'll
No.
see.
We gotta find an excuse to get to the high seas.
No, I don't think so. I think we're fine just pursuing your leads all the time.
I'm tired of being the center.
I'm sorry. It's all happening around Rexentrum. It's easy to do.
I want to go on an adventure that makes someone else uncomfortable until level up.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure that sooner or later one of my old school friends will like blow up a town or something and we'll
Yeah.
have to investigate it.
Okay, so you tell Crash that you would like to go to Blumenthal.
Yes, and we want, I assume, a cart and potions. Is there any way we can be like, and set up a quick getaway for us? They don't have cars, so that's
No.
a little bit of a
She's like, I mean, we have some horses. You could take those. That's faster than a cart.
Yeah.
But I mean, we don't have anyone who can teleport you. We're not wizards.
Well, we have a wizard on staff because they operate the teleportation.
That's right.
They're busy.
I think, okay, in my head, I think there's just like a contraption that they can use. I don't know. Like the circles, I don't think there's a wizard working there. I think like some wizard designed them a like incredible magic item that allows them to go from circle to circle, but that's all they can do.
That does make more sense.
Yeah.
Probably like just a visiting
Let's bring
circle for
Felix.
wizards.
What?
What did Julie say? I missed that.
Yeah, you guys talked over each other.
There's probably like a visiting circle for like wizards, but I know that clerics just have their own spells to teleport people.
Yep, yeah.
So-
But it's very tied to a location.
Yeah, but the Cobalt Soul is still a religious place, like. So being able to get between Cobalt Soul places is probably not an issue for clerics.
No, but yeah, for monks, they're probably using the circles.
Yeah.
And I think there's just like a button, like a magic button,
Hmm.
where it's like if you press this one, it takes you from Zadash to Rexentrum, and if you press this one, it takes you from Rexentrum to Nicodranus, like just between the linked circles. Otherwise, like, why would they even have circles, you know, if the
Yeah.
monks couldn't use them? Because, yeah, clerics don't need a transportation circle to have a fixed point to teleport to. They just, like, set it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think we need a cart per se. I mean, unless we rescue him and need. But two people
That's
can ride
fine.
on a horse.
You probably don't want to walk there, not if you're in a hurry.
Well, no, I was saying like cart versus just horses.
Oh, yeah. Horses are faster than a cart,
Mm-hmm.
so it's up to you.
We could just
Those
tie
crash.
Emmerich to the back of the horse.
Yeah.
I'm choosing to believe that we'll succeed at what we're trying to do, and I'm concerned about the exit. We could have Felix back. He could come.
You can take that up with the assembly.
Yeah. I have one more request.
I mean, I think either way that horses, barring teleportation, will also be our fastest exit route.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah, you can just go. You can go down to the stables and get some horses. I'll write you like a requisition note so you can just get whatever you need. Do you need anything else? It's not a very long trip.
Healing potions.
Of course. She writes something on a little piece of paper. I don't know. How many do you think you need?
That's a good question. There's 4 of us, and there will be 5 of us. We hope. How many are we allowed to have?
I mean,
Then sorry.
the standard is 1 per person, but you guys are going into a situation that will almost certainly be dangerous, so could probably give you 2 each.
That sounds pretty good.
All right. Take this to the, the storerooms and things. She hands you a note. She put her reading glasses on to write this note. And she's still kind of sweaty from her workout, so it looks sort of funny.
Yeah, and then do you know off like the top of your head if there's any potential places of interest near Blumenthal?
Places of interest.
Like,
We're looking at the manor houses that are around the town.
I'm not very familiar with those. I mean, I think they mostly belong to old noble families. They get used as, I don't know, vacation homes, I think. The nobles in that area used to own the farms. It used to be like a tenant, a noble and their tenant farms sort of situation, but the crown has owned all of that land for a long time. So none of the houses around there are, seats of power anymore. The families that own them, I think, just stay there sometimes and then come to the city to do real politics.
He's a little stressed out. I know he's hiding it really, really well.
Yeah, totally.
Are there any records that we have or public records even of people who were nobles who were implicated the last time.
In the last Myriad attempt, you mean? We've got to have that somewhere. I mean, there were a lot of official publications about it. We usually archive all of those things. I would just go to the library and ask.
Good. Let's do that then.
All right. If you don't make it back tonight, which you probably won't, if you're leaving, if you're going to do some research and get everything together and then leave, just contact Torkel if you can tomorrow.
Okay.
If we can't, you know where we went.
Yep. All right, she kind of shoos you out. She's just like, all right, get out of here. Okay, the DM, am getting kind of tired and hungry, so I might just end this session if that's
Understandable.
okay. If that's all right with you guys.
Yeah, that works.
You can do
also
a little
hungry.
research next time and then head to Blumenthal again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
And then again.
Okay.
Oh, maybe we'll get to see Hanalora's family again.
I feel like that's probably a bad idea.
Maybe you shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Never mind.
And yeah, I guess you're probably not going to be going into the town itself. You're just going to be like riding around the outskirts.
Looking for a house. Yeah.
We'll probably want an inn or something. Or we
That's
can just
true,
roughneck it. Sleep on the side of the road.
I think Blumenthal only has the one
I
inn.
haven't done that in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Yeah, you guys have
how many potions you said I could have.
2 for each of you, so you can distribute those however you want.
Okay.
Are these basic?
Yes.
Maybe 4 for Ida and 4 for Adakora? Or 3 and then 1 for each of us, magic users?
Yeah, we can figure that out later. I just wanted to write down the number before I forgot it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And if you guys plan to like camp, you can get camping supplies and shit like that. So, whatever you need. All right. Thanks for playing, guys.
Thank you.